Welcome to episode 32 of 5 Random Airports and Airfields. This week we're going to take a trip to the Oregon coast and we're going to check out a set of scenery that is done by an individual by the name of Alpha Recon. 4 of these airports he has enhanced, and he has done a really nice job of bringing these 4 airports to life in Flight Simulator. So we're going to go check them out right now. Starting out, we're going to look at Koth, which is King Ocean Tom Henry. This was formerly the North Bend Airport. It is now the Southwest Oregon Regional Airport. This will be down in North Bend along the Oregon coast. What I like about this, what I like about this is pretty much my stomping grounds. I live out on the Oregon coast, so I'm pretty familiar with all of these areas. So when I get a chance to see what somebody's done and really enhance an area, I want to check it out. And this guy has done a phenomenal job enhancing these airports. Well, there is a lot to see, lots of custom scenery, just great. So Koth is actually it has 2 runways. It has one 5,960 foot runway and another 4,474 foot runway. Excellent scenery. Um, what's interesting about flying on the Oregon coast and anywhere coastal is that the weather is can totally change within uh, within minutes. So the coast does offer quite a few challenges when it comes to landing at some of these airports. But it's a beautiful day today. So that is going to be Koth. Now, I am not going to fly here. We're going to try to keep these a little shorter. I'm going to just go to each airport, show off the airport. And then on the last airport that we look at, on this one, I actually have a special surprise. It'll be our number 5 airport, but we're going to fly from Newport Municipal down to our surprise airport. So we'll just go ahead and move right along. But that is going to be Southwest Oregon Regional Airport. Next up is going to be 6S2. This is going to be Florence Municipal Airport. The runway here is 3,004 feet of asphalt. And this is another one that is greatly improved with his scenery. In fact, I was just here. I drove by. Florence is a gorgeous, gorgeous town. Actually, the entire Oregon coast is just incredibly beautiful. All right, well, that is Florence. And if you're coming in from the north, the view from that first ridge over there is incredible. So, like I was saying, the weather can change dramatically here. Uh, Today we were down in Florence. It was sunny, warm, and our drive back up north, it actually dropped about 10 degrees. You could actually feel the temperature drop. It was kind of funny. It was really really warm down here, and then about 10-15 degrees cooler up north near Yachats. So that's going to be it for Florence. Next up is going to be S45. This will be Siletz Bay State Airport. This is 3,291 feet of asphalt runway. And if you blink, you pretty much miss this airport. This is just north of, would be Depot Bay. And a little further south is Newport. But if I remember right, I believe Orbix has a Siletz Bay State Park, or a Siletz Bay State Airport available on their website. And I did own that for Prepare 3D, but I hardly ever used it. So I wanted something to populate this area, and what Alpha Recon here has done is he's made this airport quite a bit more usable by adding the buildings, and it just looks better overall. The default airport here is pretty sad looking. He's just added more functionality to it. And if you go further north, you'll eventually get to Lincoln City. And then this is Siletz Bay here. If you've ever driven north or south on 101, you'll recognize this area. What I did like that the Orbix one did, they had a really nice rendition of the actual bay part of the scenery. Now, I don't know if that carried over to the FS 2000, FS 2020 version or not. But you come across this bridge, and there is a dentist office down here, and you turn off to go down into that housing area. And then you take, you can go up the Siletz River. I believe, yeah, this here, there was a restaurant up here. I believe that burned down a few years ago, quite a few years ago now. But you can go up the Siletz River and check it out for yourself, and go relive the moments from the movie Once Upon a Great Notion. Somewhere in here would be the house from it. I can't remember if somebody had. I remember there being scenery of that house, but I don't think I have it on here, and I think it might have been for an older version of Flight Simulator. So anyways, back to the S45. Now, the next airport north of here is, I think you're going to have to fly almost all, I think, to Tillamook to go further north along the coast. That's, yeah, that's, yeah. All right, well, that's pretty much Silence Bay State Airport. That's it in a nutshell. All right, well, let's go ahead and jump on to the next one. And the second to the last airport tonight is going to be Newport Municipal Airport, and this is going to be King Ocean Nora Paul. This is going to be one 5,370 foot. I'm sorry, one 5,378 foot runway, and another 3,046. So I've actually been to this airport. I've seen it with my own eyes, and the default airport is horrible. I mean, you just basically get the taxiways and the runways. And when I'm familiar with an airport, I really like it to look the way it looks in real life in Flight Simulator. And this scenery file, it does it. It adds the FBO office. It adds so much to this area. It makes it look so much more realistic and brings out a lot of detail. And yes, we are going to fly this time. We're going to take off from here and fly to the south, and you're going to get to see our fifth and final runway, which has no enhancements, but it is a challenging airport or airstrip nonetheless. See, I think in the default scenery, there is no FBO office. The parking area isn't there. This is all incredibly realistic looking to what the actual airport looks like. And I really like this particular scenery file. And I will provide you with links to all these files so you can get them yourself. Okay, I do know that they don't have these big transit buses driving around the airport, though. That's not his fault. That's not the fault of the scenery designer. That is the fault of Flight Simulator. As we take off to the north, that'll be Newport, Oregon, South Beach, and then Newport, Oregon over across the bridge there. Then as we fly south, we'll fly over Seal Rock, Bayshore, and then Waldport, and then almost to Yachats. Alright, we're going to be in the X Cub for this one. I needed something to get us in. It's a pretty tight landing, and I think I've gotten the 172 in there, but I figured this would be a better airplane. So with that being said, we're going to be flying to the south, and we're going to be landing at a little airstrip called Wakanda Beach Airfield. It is 2,014 feet of grass. Now, all it is a grass airstrip, and that's what it is in real life. So there's no additional scenery. There's some houses around it, but the designation for this one is going to be R33. So let's just go ahead and get in the air, and we'll head that direction. What I really like about all this is that, I mean, this is all really accurate as far as what it looks like and what the approach is here.
Seattle Center, Cub Crafters Golf November X-ray.
And there's 101 down there. And we're actually flying out over, that'll be a south, this will be South Beach State Park down there. There's the parking area. And then there's South Beach. I wish they would redo the bridge, or somebody that knows how to do it would make the bridge look like it looks. I don't really care for the Flight Simulator one. I'm finicky that way. And what I would really like to see are the lighthouses, because those are like pretty iconic when it comes to scenery. And I mean, I've added the Tillamook Rock Lighthouse, and I don't believe there are any scenery files for any of the other lighthouses. There's the old bayfront down below us. Alright, well, let's head south. That's supposed to be the hospital, but that's not correct. See, there should be a lighthouse right up here in that bunch of trees there. There should be the Yaquina Bay Lighthouse. I would really like to see those added for Flight Simulator. I don't have the know-how to do that. You know, unless they come out with something that makes it easy to put scenery objects down, I'm not really that interested in learning. Alright, let's get some altitude here. We'll probably speed this up a little bit too. Alright, as we get a little further south here, we are actually coming up on Ona Beach. You're off to the left.
Descend and maintain 6,000 feet. Expect ILS runway 16 right approach via Charlie Victor on
It's a beautiful state park area. That road there where the S it curves around and goes up the other side. There's been a lot of accidents there. Bit of history from that. It used to be there was a restaurant right across the street. There was an old logging mill, but there had been a restaurant there back in the 20s and 30s. And a lot of what is there is left over from that. Now we are getting down towards Seal Rock.
170, you are 49 miles north. Descend and maintain 6,000 feet. Expect ILS runway 16 Charlie
Yep,
Victor.
there's the rocks.
Cleared to Charlie
There's the
Victor.
pull-out areas that everybody uses. Now we're actually getting down into Bayshore. This is the sand spit that is on the north side of Waldport, on the other side of the Alsea Bay. Now, I talked to a guy years ago who flew a 172 into Wakanda Beach, and he told me, I don't know if there was any truth to it, but he told me that he was a pilot and he flew in the Navy, and he said he flew F-18s, but he said that dropping into Wakanda Beach was a lot like landing an F-18 on a carrier. Now, you know, you gotta take it with a grain of salt. I didn't see him land. I never saw the plane, but he was convincing, anyways. Well, there's Bayshore. We'll cut over here and go fly over Waldport.
Air 2170, you are 42 miles north. Descend and maintain 3,000 feet.
And then you can fly upriver too. Going upriver up Highway 34 is a beautiful drive. Just take it slow and don't get crazy. There's Waldport. I don't know what that big building is back there. Okay, well, Wakanda Beach is about, it's just north of Yachats, and we're going to actually fly a little further south of Wakanda Beach and then turn around and come into land. There it is. You can just see it down there in the trees. And this big building here is Angel Job Corps, I believe. Yeah, that whole facility down there. Alright, and that's the runway that we're going to be landing on. There's a road right there at the end of the runway. And you have to drop right into the tree, drop right into it to land. And we keep flying south, we'll eventually get to Yachats. But we're going to go ahead and land and call this video good and done.
Descend and maintain 3,000 feet. Expect ILS runway 16 right approach via Charlie Victor Oscar transition. Cleared to Charlie Victor Oscar.
Beachside State Park is down here somewhere. I used to be able to make it out in other versions of Flight Simulator where I'm using the photoreal scenery, but I'm not quite seeing. I think that's it right up here.
Horizon Air 2170, you are tree 7 miles north. Descend and maintain 3,000 feet. Expect ILS runway 16 right approach via Charlie Victor Oscar transition. Cleared to Charlie Victor Oscar.
You just gotta watch the trees.
Horizon Air 2170, you are tree 6
Alright,
miles
well that
north.
wasn't too hard, was it?
Descend and maintain 3,000 feet. Expect ILS runway 16 right
Alright,
approach
well
via Charlie
that is
Victor Oscar
Wakanda
transition.
Beach. That is
Charlie
R33.
Victor Oscar.
Our fifth and final airport for the day. We'll go see if these guys have some cold beers for us. I think that's going to do it for today. If I've inspired you to go to any of these airports, download this scenery, or even fly this plane, I've done my job. And I thank you very much. And have a wonderful, wonderful day.